What's going on, YouTube? How you guys doing? Dude, this Instagram post got a lot of traction. A lot of people getting triggered, pissed off, and I didn't even state a point of view on the situation. I don't address politics anymore. I don't go anywhere near politics anymore. You know, at the end of the day, it's just not worth the hassle. It's not worth the drama, and I just don't want anything to do with it. However, there are a lot of people online that do address politics, that are fitness celebrities. They actually have built a pretty good base doing it. The latest to hop on the MAGA, Make America Great Again train, the latest to hop on the anti-establishment, anti-liberal front are the Hodge twins. If you guys aren't familiar with the Hodge twins, they're not white. They're two twins from the South, good friends of mine, really good guys. Now, let me tell you a little bit something about my opinion on politics and fitness. Okay, now, they do go together as much as anything goes together. For example, fitness, football. One of the biggest controversies, one of the biggest things that Trump addressed this year has been the NFL players kneeling for the national anthem. Difference in this is that the NFL is the employer of the players. So the NFL sets the guidelines. For example, as the CEO, employer of the employees of MTS Nutrition, I can make it okay for people at the beginning of the day to kneel if we played the Pledge of Allegiance over the loudspeaker at MTS, which we're too small to need a loudspeaker. It would pretty much be just everybody sitting in the office and one dude reading the Pledge of Allegiance or singing the national anthem. However, as an employer in a right-to-work state, it becomes a little weird. Now, you can also go to the separation of church and state, which goes above and beyond freedom of speech. Now, is putting your hand over the heart and saluting a flag, is that a form of prayer? Whole can of worms we have there. Whole can of worms we have with the Pledge of Allegiance and the national anthem and NFL players. But to take all that to the side, freedom of speech and whatever, at the end of the day, the Hodge twins are their own boss. They can say whatever they want to say, and the only one that can fire them is YouTube, taking their videos down. And even then, they have separate streams of revenue. They do stand-up comedy shows, and they can post on other social media platforms where I'm sure the twins would be just fine. Just fine, and they also have their own paid website. So, celebrities. At the end of the day, we said it ourselves. Fitness celebrities. They're all entitled to their opinion, what they want to talk about, and what they want to say. And it's your right as a consumer of their products, which is the information, the videos, and the content they provide. It is your right to not watch them. It is your right to ignore them. It is your right to share them if you like them. It's your right to do whatever. There are a lot of people I don't like their political opinions. Number one, I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I stay out of politics as much as possible. I used to get involved in them once in a while, learn my lesson the hard way. At the end of the day, I believe it doesn't matter. For example, I brought this up on an Instagram Live the other day. My Instagram is at Marc Lobliner on Instagram. Scarlett Johansson. I love the Avengers. Love it. Katie knows. Anything Marvel puts out, I'm consuming. From Luke Cage to Daredevil to Jessica Jones to the Incredible Hulk to Captain America to Iron Man. And I am a huge fan of Scarlett Johansson's acting skills. I love her in all the Avengers movies. And not just because of her ass in leather pants. Because I'm sitting by my wife and that would be inappropriate to talk about her fine ass in those leather pants in 3D at the theater. That'd be wrong and I would never do that. She's liberal as hell, man. She's a bra burner, man. She's straight up, over the top. I'm a libertarian, a little bit different. But I am pretty much a social liberal and a fiscal conservative. Just because I disagree with her doesn't mean that I'm not going to watch her movies. If I disagreed with the twins on Donald Trump, doesn't mean that I wouldn't go to their comedy shows. It just means that the posts that they make about Donald Trump, I just would ignore. I wouldn't watch. It wouldn't be a thing for me. Leonardo DiCaprio. Who the hell wouldn't watch Titanic? you know? And that bitch had plenty of room on that friggin' door for him to sit liberal, green as they come. Alec Baldwin, one of the funniest men I love. I love Alec Baldwin. Dude, if you're any bit of a conservative, a libertarian, a non-socialist, you are not gonna like Alec Baldwin. I don't read his opinion pieces, but I'll tell you what, his satire on Saturday Night Live, as left-wing as it comes, it's funny as shit. Another point, it's a business move. No matter what you do, Kate and I sit here and rack our brains all day as to why people hate me so much. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten things I'm not going to say on here because they'll be copycats. I've gotten Order 66. Never in person, though. It's funny. In person, people are pretty nice to me. I'll tell you this, though. When you take a side, at least 50% of people in this country, or let's say 30 even, will like you. Those people will share your stuff. You'll be on Twitter, and all the Trump supporters, and how many millions of followers does he have? They're going to be on your team, and they're going to be exposed to whatever you're selling. It's a whole new market. So you alienate 50%. You can either stand for something or stand for nothing at all. So I think, on that note, the twins made a brilliant business move. Think about it. They're black conservatives. Think about other conservatives who are different than the norm, who have gotten huge notoriety. Larry Elder, for one, great conservative libertarian talk show host in California, and many others have raised a platform. Hell, the original, Colin Powell. People always say, he's this, he's that, he's that. Dude, he had a ton of followers. No, man, leave Joe up there, man. He likes you. Oh, come on. You actually have a fan. I think you leave it. So here's the deal. Now, you can ban him if you want. So here's the deal. It's a business move, too. The twins are smart guys, and I think they wouldn't say anything if it didn't have some business benefit. They never told me this, but I think that it's going to definitely help them in the long run. Because people like me, who might have a political point of view, who just think that they're funny as shit, I don't think they're going to...
I think that their current fans that aren't Trump fans aren't going to stop following them because they're Trump fans.
I think a few will.
Some, but I don't think it'll make a huge impact. I think it'll bring in more new followers than it would hurt.
You're absolutely correct.
I am always.
Because I think that I think they're going to get more people coming over from the right than people who leave them on the left.
That's what I just said.
Same reason I still follow Scarlett Johansson.
Lazy when I speak.
Same people I still follow Alec. It's a monologue, Kate. We can make this a dialogue. Same reason I still love Alec Baldwin. Same people I still like Leonardo DiCaprio. Just because I am a free market libertarian capitalist doesn't mean that I don't think they're great at their craft. So here's why I do not address politics directly anymore. One is I don't want to alienate anybody. I would rather people follow me because I offer brilliant fitness advice, because of my video I did the other day on creatine or fasting or whatever it is, and because I love everybody. And also, as a third-party libertarian, I am socially liberal, and I am also fiscally conservative. However, I can empathize with why people would think socialism is the right way to go. And in fact, for the first probably half of my life, till I was about 19, I'm old, that's about half of my life. The first half of my life, I was socialist as fuck. So why would I hate people who share the same point of view I did? Because I didn't hate myself at 19. It was until I saw my first paycheck and the taxes taken out that I became a member of the Republican Club at my university. At that point, I actually saw some things in my profession where we bought off a Republican senator. I'm not going to mention his name. It's not like he's Orrin Hatch or anything. And guess what? I said, fuck this. I don't like Republicans either. At that point, I listened to a man named Larry Elder on talk radio. And that's when I became a libertarian. Since then, Larry Elder has become a Republitarian, he calls himself. He is a Trump fan. I do not really like Trump as a person. I never watched The Apprentice because I can't stand him. However, statistically speaking, I think he's doing a job we cannot argue is favorable. Not saying he's doing all good. I'm saying statistically, he's not doing bad. I don't want to alienate people. I don't want people to hate me beyond the reason they hate me now. A lot of people hate me just for being me. A lot of people hate me for being a family man. A lot of people hate me because they think I'm fake. A lot of people hate me because they don't like the supplements that I like. I don't need more hate. And even if it causes twice the people to like me, I don't want more people hating me, okay? Drama. What I've learned in life is if I focus on things that are not directly correlated to either improving my business or improving my family, it takes away from time doing that. I'd rather spend time formulating a supplement or getting my product into another big retailer than spend my time dealing with a debate on if Donald Trump is mean or not. Okay, Katie taught me that one. And I think people have a lack of willingness to learn and debate. When I was younger, you were able to talk. I remember when Obama and McCain went up in the election. You were able to discuss why each candidate was good or bad. Okay? Not anymore. Now it's become, here's my team, here's your team. I hope you die because you're not on my team. And I love how our boys pee with the door open.
I don't think they can hear that. We can't.
So there's my opinion. Katie, what do you think about what I've said so far? And then we'll open it up to Q&A.
Oh, now I get to talk. I think being a business owner, for you, it's important not to take a political stance because, like you said, it will alienate people. I haven't watched the Hodge twins lately, so I'm not sure how they're incorporating it into their stuff.
They've gone pretty hard, man.
Is it in their comedy skits too? I'm sure, right?
It could be, but I mean, they've
yeah.
always been on the cutting edge of creating controversy. And if you look at the greatest comedians, Dom Rickles, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Chappelle just got knee deep into the transgender thing. I think as being comedians, it's almost in their benefit to be controversial because it brings attention. Remember, the twins are not a fitness channel anymore.
Right.
They are comedians.
So wasn't this originally called should people talk about politics on a fitness channel, right?
But they're still revered as fitness personalities, Kate.
Right. Just because you're in the fitness realm doesn't mean you shouldn't have opinions on other stuff.
Whether you should talk about them.
I don't see anything wrong with it. If you follow the twins and you don't want to hear their politics, then, don't watch the videos that have politics stuff.
I got to say this. Even if the twins were anti-libertarian, hell, even if they were racist and they hated Polish Jews, I would still watch them because I think they're great at their craft.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. So that's my opinion. My opinion is it's their right. And as far as, and I know this is going to be a question coming up. I've seen a couple of them on Instagram. My opinion on kneeling for the national anthem. And I've gone over this before and I've kind of evolved in my opinion. It is everybody's right to salute or not salute. And that's one of the reasons this country is great. First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. We can also argue that the Second Amendment was put into place to protect the First Amendment first and foremost. I think the amendments were put in order of importance. And I think the Second Amendment is put there to protect the First Amendment first and foremost. So I think it's their right to kneel. It's also your right to not watch football. It's your right to write Jerry Jones. It's the employer's right. It's the NFL's right to kick a player off the team for affecting their ratings. Because at the end of the day, ratings go down, commercials go down, and money goes down. And at the end of the day, it's a place to work. What say you? What is your opinion on this, guys? Katie, what do we got going on? Any question you want from this topic,
I'll just kind of skim through
to diet, to training, to supplements, to sexual preference.
Oh, and you can look over here if you want. Politics, because politics are boring.
Politics are not boring. If you looked at Trump's Twitter.
But I think it's important to keep up with a lot of things that are going on because it affects you in so many ways. Financially, like the safety of our country, our rights, all of that is incorporated into politics.
I enjoy the fact that we have a country where anybody from a comedian to a politician to an idiot like me to a guy who I don't agree with 100%, but we become friends online, Mike Cernovic, who is an extreme right-wing pundit. Again, I enjoy the fact that we're in a country where we do not get persecuted for stating our opinion. And I think it's everybody's right to utilize their platform to say whatever they want to say.
Exactly.
And I think we should debate.
People are just hating on them because they're black conservatives.
I think
about
so.
That, I don't know this fact, but I'm curious now what the percentage is of African Americans that are liberal and conservative. It's more liberal, wouldn't you say?
Oh God, yeah. Blacks are extremely liberal. So are Jews.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of groups. Jews. You would expect with all the money we make. But at the end of the day, I think that right now, with the black community unemployment being so low, you're not going to see a dramatic shift, but I believe there's going to be more black Republicans because of the numbers. At the end of the day, it was actually a liberal strategist who said this, James Carville. It's the economy, stupid, is what he said when Clinton was running and winning. And as long as the economy is doing great, I think Trump will win in 2020. However, we've seen the bubble burst before, and it can happen again.
Jimmy James's opinion is no, they should not. We don't care about their politics if they're Dems or Republicans. I don't care. Keep your opinion to yourself. Your channel loses its watchability.
Then don't watch their channel. They'll get the message and they'll go back to not talking about it, just like I did. Guys, I used to address politics. I have some good opinions, I think, or at least some different opinions. I like to invoke thought. I like conversation. I like debate. However, I learned the hard way that I'm better off just being neutral. And I'll state my opinion if asked, but I won't shove it down your throat. And you're not going to see me. And this is a conversational YouTube. I'm not stating my opinion. My opinion is that we all have a right to an opinion, and my opinion might piss you off. And if it does, let's discuss it so we can both learn.
It's funny. This guy says I look like a full meal when I haven't had a full meal since last night.
I'm going to be honest here. You know, it's like we've been married for 16 years this year. By the way, guys, I want to give a shout out. I don't know these people who run this company. And as you guys who follow me know, I'm a huge fan of Eric Cressy. Even though he liked a couple of my posts, he might know who I am. He posted that he lifts all the time and he was tired of taking off his ring and free to lose it. It's called barbell bands. It's barbellbands.com. It's a silicone ring.
No affiliation. We're not.
I don't know who these people are.
I have no idea. We
but
just bought it.
It was $14 on Amazon. And this is the greatest thing ever because I don't have to take off my ring anymore. And I hate jewelry. You guys notice I don't even wear my Swole O'Clock watch because I hate jewelry. I don't even wear my Apple Watch. It broke too. But yeah, I love this thing. It's called barbell bands.
They have different colors and stuff.
Different colors, but I went with black because I'll never go back.
You can talk about whatever you want. It's freedom of speech. If you have to worry about speaking your mind and opinion, you might as well stick a corn up a donkey's butt then.
Unfortunately, we're in a society where people get triggered really easily. You know, you could come up to me and you could call me a Jew, a kike. You could call me a dumb Polak. You call me whatever you want. I'm going to ask you if you do that. And my first initial reaction isn't going to be a punch in the face or to argue with you. I'm going to ask you why you feel that way. And it usually stems back to somebody having a bad experience. Like, for example, if my kid's first experience with, let's say, an Asian person was getting punched in the face, they might be afraid of Asian people. If my kid's first experience with a dog is to get bitten by a dog, they're going to be afraid of dogs. So the thing is, you might have that till you meet that nice person who changes your perception of that race, culture, or whatever. So I think we need to discuss. There's a lot of liberals out there who are great people. There's a lot of Republicans out there, conservatives or libertarians or humanitarians or Green Party. They're great people, and we just need to embrace our differences.
Right, you need to listen to what other people's opinions are. And just because someone has an opinion that's different than yours doesn't mean you should dislike them or judge them or not be their friend. I remember when the elections were going on, all this bullshit
I got off
on
Facebook,
just hearing people argue with each other that were like friends, and just over a comment on Facebook being like, yeah, I can't be friends with them anymore because they said this. It's like,
or if you're a Trump, you're a Hillary supporter, unfollow me now.
Right.
So I got rid of my personal Facebook and I only use my fan page at Marc Lobliner, and I only check my messages. I just I couldn't do it anymore because I found myself disliking everybody because I neither like Trump nor Hillary. I'll be honest, I voted for Paul in the primaries, and it really hurt to vote for Trump in the election. I wanted to vote for Gary Johnson. He had no chance, but let's be real here. My vote in Illinois for president really counted for nothing because the Electoral College, Hillary was going to win by a landslide due to Cook County.
People are going to vote and follow people or listen to people based on how those things affect their life. Like, we have friends who voted a certain way because it affected healthcare. We have friends that vote a certain way because it affected business taxes. That doesn't mean we dislike them because they are doing what they think's best for them.
I voted for basically because of the corporate tax rate proposal, which has happened. And for us individually, it helps us. So that was one of our driving factors, was economic. And remember that libertarians are socially liberal, and fiscally conservative. So for us, Trump fit that narrative more than Hillary.
Right.
And let's not even go into the fact that Hillary, even though Trump is not exactly a picture of awesome mental health. I thought out of those two idiots, Trump barely edged ahead. But do not peg me for a Trumper, okay? If The Rock runs in 2020, he has my vote. And I don't even care what he stands for. As long as he people's elbows, Putin, I'm good.
I don't think I read this one. It's smart to stay out of political views on social media because of the diverse group of fans. Politics is one of the most sensitive topics for people, and yes, it is a free country. They have the right.
I want people who disagree with me to disagree with me due to my stance on fasted cardio and not follow me or debate me due to my stance on cardio or weight training or getting sore after a workout. My public persona, I'm not Mike Cernovic. I am not Larry Elder. I am not Joe Donnelly. I'm Marc Lobliner, and I'm a fitness guy. And as much as I've tried to fight that throughout the years, I'm a businessman and I'm a fitness guy. All my certifications aren't in political current events. My background, my training, my mentorships are all in training and nutrition. So I need to just shut the fuck up. And this is why I'm discussing it, because it affects my community. And honestly, the Hodge twins are a great topic, and we're getting a ton of views. So clickbaiting's part of business.
Are any of your products lactose free?
Oh, all of them are except for MTS Whey. And even then, we have a natural grass-fed isolate. It's called MTS Nutrition Grass-Fed Natural Isolate.
I'm only concerned with politics when I hear someone say legalize recreational PED use, because who cares if someone is using them? Only apply that law or rule to feds or sports that promote natural.
I'm all for it. I think that should be based on the federation. I think PEDs or performance enhancing drugs, as well as recreational drugs, should be legal. I do. I am all for legalizing drugs, especially marijuana. Why are alcohol and cigarettes legal and marijuana illegal? No one can explain that to me. It was based on, I believe it was a movie in the 1930s. What was it? I forgot what it was called, but it was basically, and then you look at Nixon and his horrible, horrible war on drugs. It's done more to increase drug use than it has to curtail drug use. And I am against the war on drugs. I'm against the use of our funds, all of our tax dollars to go towards the war on drugs when it's not working.
Any recommendation, herbs or spices for anti-inflammatory purposes?
I recommend you buy either one of two products for a good herb and spice, for supplementation to make sure you get a good amount, for joint health and everything and inflammation. It's either Per Vitam Acumen or Ambrosia Golden. They are both the best turmeric extracts. It's Ambrosia Golden or Per Vitam Acumen. They're both equally awesome. Just look and see which one you agree with better. The Hydrocurcum Golden is quite awesome.
The people I've spoken to who are hardcore socialists don't even know it well enough to understand how it works. I don't hate on them, though. It's just an observation. I think if you're going to say you believe in something and you're a follower of something, a political view or whatever, you need to be educated on the subject. I'm not going to lie. A lot of things with politics I don't know shit about, but I'm not going to give an opinion on it unless I feel I'm well-versed enough to speak on it.
And I'll tell you what, you are correct in some ways. I believe that there's an old saying, and it's old because I'm old, that, you're basically a Democrat until you get a job and pay your first taxes. And then a lot of people shift to conservatives. And that can also, you can look at that and say that you have the ages of pre-college and during college where you're going to be a liberal most likely, unless your parents indoctrinate you as a Republican or a conservative. And then during college, you get indoctrinated by the professors who are, I believe it's 7% liberal. No, it's even more. I think it's 92%. Don't quote me on that. I get my statistics mixed up. But it's a large majority of professors are liberals. You get out of school and boom, you're paying taxes. For those ages, between let's say 25, which is average graduating age of college, 25 and retirement, 63, 65, 70, whatever, you're a conservative. And then you have to worry about retirement. And then you look at Medicaid, you look at Medicare, you look at those things, Social Security. Who's the party who favors that? Liberals, Democrats. They're all about, remember Al Gore? I'm gonna put your money in a lockbox. And then George Bush goes, that's fuzzy math. I don't know if y'all remember that debate. I'm old. But But nonetheless, I think you go through phases as a society. I'm not saying everybody goes through those phases, but I'm saying if you look at statistics of age of voting, that happens.
I think the health business should stay out of politics with their customers. Politics.
We all are affected by politics.
Because it's laws that could ban certain things that, are considered part of the health business. And healthcare, that's involved with everything. Off topic, but remember your TRT story on your employee being on TRT and his life improving. I think you should interview him and let people see what an average Joe on T looks like and let him talk about it.
That's a fucking great idea.
We'll see if he's interested.
I don't know if he wants to get into his personal life, but he got in touch with, if you guys know, if you go to my Instagram, I did a post. It's of my back in a tank top yesterday. And it has the link to my HRT doctor. I referred him to Dr. Kurt Mondell. Or his staff. There's a bunch of doctors there, but I referred him to those guys, and Hormone Health and Wellness, you could check him out. And literally within a week, his joint pain was fixed. His sleep was better. He was a new man. Me personally, I've never looked, and it's a combination. It's not just the HRT. It's my diet. It's my training. And I'm writing a book on it right now. And it will be out in the next 8 to 12 weeks. I just need to find time to write it. I just got back from vacation, guys.
I love that you said it's everyone's right. It's the employer's right, F yeah.
It is, and you know what the thing is? If my employee does something unbefitting to my company, they're going to be reprimanded, written up, and potentially fired.
You're not addressing the real issue, and it's not kneeling. It's why they're kneeling and the delusional premise it stands for.
I don't think it's delusional at all. I think that we do have some societal racism, some institutional racism that still goes on in this country. Remember, it takes generations upon generations to get over what we went through. And remember, it was just in the 1960s, which isn't that long ago, that we had the Civil Rights Act. America has years and years of healing. Now, I'm not saying that we should pay reparations. I'm not saying any of that, but I am saying that there are some issues that we need to address as a society. I don't know what the answers to that is, but I know that one thing is we just need to realize that we're looking at things through our own like white shaded glasses, if you're white or brown or black, and you're looking at it from your perspective. None of us, as much as I can't put myself in a black man's shoes, he can't put myself in my shoes. We all have our individual experiences. We all have our individual adversities. For example, I'm blessed to have grown up in a situation where I had to fend for myself a lot of the time because I learned a lot of life skills along the way. Whereas I can't empathize. Imagine if you're a kid who had all the money in the world, who never learned the hard way like I did. Imagine how hard it is for him to deal with adversity later on in life. We all have adversity. Every one of us has adversity. And that's why a lot of these rich kids, they get addicted to drugs.
Took your advice on adding fish oil to my day. Is one pill of MTS enough, or should I take
5
more? Is vitamin D important to add?
5. You don't need to add vitamin D. It should be found in your diet. Actually, no, I take that back. You should take vitamin D. Vitamin D3. Take 2,000 to 5,000 milligrams per day of vitamin D3. Not just vitamin D, vitamin D3. Okay? Then you need 5 MTS Nutrition fish oil. 5 of them. Why? I like 3 grams of EPA DHA. It offsets the omega-3 to omega-6 balance, leading to better anti-inflammatory benefits, as well as potential health benefits in other markers of your life, including glucose uptake and other factors.
I got a ring tattoo instead. We've been debating on whether or not to get tattoos, and I think we're like not able to decide something permanent. Like, I don't foresee me liking any design or something forever to put it on my body. No disrespect to anyone who has tattoos. I told Marc there's so many tattoos that are beautiful, but what is that going to look like when I'm 80? And
once I sell this company and make all my money, she's going to leave me anyway and take half of it.
Correct. There's good and bad in every walk of life, but there seems to be a shitload of bad behavior.
I think not this generation, but this society at this point in time is going through a pivotal time, and I think we will self-correct. But remember, we're not that far removed from the 1960s civil rights movement, as well as people completely disrespecting our military as they came back from Vietnam. Remember, we were just spitting on troops in the 1960s. The society is not at its lowest point. We're just going through a period of low, and we will rebound back.
Johnson wants no corporate tax. That could cause a permanent crash.
I disagree 100%. I believe it will allow corporations to invest more in employees, but that's not the point of this video. I do not want to debate my fiscal ideology.
Nat's got my back. He said he agrees with Charles. Katie is a beautiful woman. Treat her like it. Not like a streetwalker, guys, especially with their husband too. And just be respectful.
Another thing I'd like to add on the corporate tax. Remember, the large corporations who should be taxed find a way to skate it every single time. So the ones we are punishing are the small businesses who have only a 6% success rate as is.
I hope The Rock wins. I need to see some politicians get rock bottomed.
I would like to see that. I would vote for The Rock.
Your boy Chris Jones is looking chiseled right now.
He is. We'll see how it turns out on show day.
The way I look at it is that we all have the right to speak our minds if we are able to suffer the consequences.
Amen. Amen. I mean, that's the beauty of the First Amendment, guys. It's the beauty of being an American. That's why people got all offended in America when Canada said that if you use these pronouns to identify a gender, that you're doing a hate crime. And my statement back is Canada is not America. They do not have the First Amendment. They do not have to have freedom of speech. That's why I'm like, fuck what Canada does. I don't want to go there anyway.
Bernie is not a hardcore socialist. He just wants the economy to boom and stay there. Real libs, not corporate libs like Obama, make the economy work way better.
Not at all. I think Bernie would be the worst thing to happen to American society. And remember, Bernie's the biggest piece of shit to ever walk the earth. He didn't have a real job till 40, and now, being that he doesn't take any corporate donations, he's buying big, fancy houses. Bernie has pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, and he's just as dirty or dirtier than anybody in politics right now. Just look up the guy. Look the guy up. He is a scumbag.
Does Tiger Fitness drug test employees?
Yes, we have a drug-free workplace. Absolutely. Absolutely. We randomly drug test all our employees, except for me.
Ever since the Clintons went to the right in the 90s and became more pro-corporate instead of for the common blue-collar person, we need to get back to being FDR Dems.
I don't think so. I think that we need to allow businesses and small businesses to operate, and we need to stop punishing businesses for operating. You don't understand all the restrictions we have as a business. And also, statistics don't lie. 94% of businesses fail. So why would we put more pressure on businesses and more restrictions on businesses who are trying to make it? And that's what fuels the economy. You want to let the economy roam free and get rid of regulations, get rid of minimum wage. Why do I say that? Because minimum wage simply makes the baseline higher. It's going to lead to higher cost of goods sold, which will lead to the dollar having less value. That's my opinion, but I could be wrong.
Reparations can come in the form of free college and universal health care.
It's not free because black people pay taxes too. Free college would come from taxes. So essentially we'd all be paying for college.
Good point.
And tax, unless we can just tax white people. But I'm first generation American. Why should I pay taxes on shit that some stupid Southerners did back in the day? You know, at the end of the day, who do we tax and who do we punish? Do we punish Latins? Do we punish people who've only had, like, I've only had family here for the last couple generations. Like, how do we do that? How do we give free college? Because if government pays for it, where does government get its money? From taxation. Do black people pay taxes just as well as white people? Absolutely. So everybody's taxes will go up, and that will create a tremendous race war. Tremendous. You think it's bad now with Trump? Oh God. Wait till you start punishing people for simply being born white. And I don't know anybody around me who have owned slaves. And I do believe we need to address institutional racism over the past few centuries. Reparations are not the answer.
Does salt have any negative effect on weight loss?
Salt helps weight loss. You want to keep your salt at around 5 to 6 grams a day at least. Cutting salt is the worst thing you could do for your health, period.
You got any GHD or HRT?
No, I don't. I don't take GH. I don't. And I'd tell you if I would.
I'm kind of skipping through some banter that's going between a few people. I don't want to...
You mean the you gay?
That, and then going off of... Yeah. I think Trump has the balls to do what everyone else didn't do.
I think Trump has the balls to do what he wants to do. That's a lot of people agree with and a lot of people hate him for. And that's good and bad. Depends if you're on his side or not.
I don't think the Hodge twins ever really cared about politics. They low-key troll with the Trump thing to intentionally trigger people.
I don't know, man. If you read the comments they made on my Instagram, I think they really dislike liberals right now and what they stand for.
Bernie's houses were gifts from friends.
Yeah,
Fox
friends.
News is lying about his house.
I didn't get that information from Fox News. It's widely held information. It's out there.
The easier small business ops are, the more the number of people who will achieve independence from politicians and the government. Can't have that.
Yeah, FDR democracy or liberalism. Remember, we are not a democracy. We are not a democratic government. We are a republic of sovereign states. So to think we're a social democracy like Sweden is absolutely inherently wrong. This country is based on essentially each state having its own government, hence the 10th Amendment. Now, we did have a precedent where Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War completely violated and stomped all over the 10th Amendment. I'm not saying he did anything wrong because we got rid of slavery. However, I will say that the 10th Amendment and the 10th Amendment is there for a reason. We are not a social democracy. We are a republic of separately run states.
How is a good question, but educated and healthy Americans will make a country better in the long run.
Yeah, and here's the problem. People are too lazy to get educated on their own, and our school system is doing a horrible job educating kids. Our kids are in school for 8 hours a day, and they come home, what'd you learn today? Nothing. It's just bullshit. They don't teach anymore.
So are Tiger Fitness employees not allowed to compete in the NPC IFBB?
We
You don't
don't
have
test-
to be on drugs to compete in the NPC
And we don't test for steroids. Performance-enhancing drugs are not a part of the drug screening done by employers. And we're not testing for testosterone. We're not testing for, nobody does. None of these workplaces do that.
CNN are Trump haters and Fox News are Trump nut huggers. There's nowhere in between.
Honestly, I get a lot of my news from BBC. No, not that BBC. BBC's really good. That's pretty much it. You got to go outside of the country, and then it's leaning to the left, but it's not as bad as CNN.
We'd love to see you come out with a test booster under the Ambrosia line. Thanks.
There's no need. I mean, we have good test boosters under MTS, and Ambrosia is not a test booster type line. That's not our angle with that brand.
I thought people work out to get away from this nonsense.
No, actually, we can't get away from this nonsense because your gym being in business is part of politics. Like, how much are they going to be taxed? Will they be able to pay their bills? What is everything involved? Like, everything is politics. We should pay attention to it. That doesn't mean I want to get involved in a debate on it.
I'm not a liberal, but I don't like how Trump trashes on Latinos since we ain't all bad.
I haven't heard Trump once say, I hate all Mexicans. I've never once heard him trash on Latinos. I have seen him want to put up a border wall, which I think is stupid because a wall's not going to do shit to keep people out. However, I don't think Trump is inherently racist. Trump used to win awards for being not racist. I just think that he wants to build a wall. I think that's inherently silly, but I'm not going to go and say that he's a racist towards Latinos. He doesn't like MS-13 because they're killers. So I don't think he's racist. Again, I'm not a Trump guy, but I don't not like him because he's not racist.
Do you think it's true that most conservatives get just as triggered as a lot of liberals on some issues and are very hypocritical?
I think both sides are extremely polarized and extremely closed-minded on the extremes.
Bernie should give his free mansions away to the less fortunate. Absolutely.
Bernie should eat a dick. I hate that guy.
I thought you were taking a view.
I don't like Sanders. I hate Bernie Sanders. I don't care what his political affiliation is.
That $2.99 deal to see the twins uncensored is total BS. Okay. Do you know what the hell they're talking about?
I have no idea.
What's your opinion on the wall? It's a dick measuring contest, or does he have a plan? I think we just said that.
I don't think the wall is going to prove anything, but I think it's symbolic.
How do you recommend poking your nose if you recently cut your nails?
Picking your nose. That was actually a joke.
Yeah, I don't know. See, I think it's funny. Opinion on transdermal products, 7 keto, yohimbine, etc. for estrogen cortisol control.
I think you're just take it orally. I mean, you do have better absorption transdermally, but it's illegal. So it can only be sold as a cosmetic. And also as a cosmetic, it cannot be made in GMP laboratories, which means that you don't even know the dosing going in because there's no regulations around it.
What are your carb sources during the day?
I don't really eat carbs during the day. During the day, I mainly just fast right now because I'm healing my gut, and I will be writing a book on it. So I'll get that information out within 8 to 12 weeks.
I benched 175 for 6 triples. What do you think that would convert to for a 1-rep max?
There's a 1-rep rep. Type in bench press calculator, Tiger Fitness on Google, and it will get a bench press calculator for you.
Build the wall. I have a gym at my job. Will doing one and an hour for 8 hours less affecting that 8 sets in one workout? I don't know if that didn't sound right.
It depends on what you're doing in your workout. Katie and I usually train for about 30 to 40 minutes, and I'm probably bigger than you. So it depends if you're training intense or if you're just chilling.
The helicopter moms who went out and changed the world just because their little Johnny messed up, now everyone suffers. Now those kids grow up and now trying to take away whole amendments.
I agree. I agree. I hate, as Reagan called them, limousine liberals. I respect a liberal, or Al Gore is the biggest piece of shit ever, because I am all for the climate change if you believe in it. Like, I'm not an expert on it. So, but the fact that he lives in a house that generates more electricity, like 50 times more electricity than our houses, that's ridiculous. Al Gore needs to be beaten. I fucking hate the guy. He's a hypocrite. I hate hypocrites.
2020, would you vote for a moderate Dem that supports business like Tim Kaine or Trump?
I think Tim Kaine's a piece of shit, personally. You don't have to. I would vote for Trump over Kaine because I think statistically Trump's doing a good job.
Currently on my third week of Nugenics, I know I won't be as big as Frank Thomas, but do you think it will work or do you think it's trash?
I think Nugenics is absolute underdose trash.
Vasky, ruckus, and creatine, is it safe to take together?
Yes.
Can I put a strain on the organs?
No, there's no, our products are all organ safe. They're all non-hepatoxic. They're beautiful.
LMAO, I thought my joke was funny. Haha, y'all's reaction made it funnier. Is that hat from Big J's brand?
Yes.
He is the CEO of MTS and doesn't comment on other companies. Well, apparently he
Nah.
lost it. Yeah. Is it normal to have a headache when I wake up after taking MTS sleep aid?
No.
Glad Trump got smart and made friends with countries that could end us.
Yeah, the
Don't
Russia
shit
thing.
where you sleep, right?
The Russia thing I thought was a good move. Even if he did bend over and take a lot of heat from both sides, just having a dialogue with Russia and North Korea is a good thing because Russia has more nukes than us. A lot of people forget that. So we're not in a position. We're in a position where we'd win, but we would get our asses handed to us for a time.
Is a 400-pound ATG back squat and a 300-pound bench at 15 considered elite?
I don't know. It's strong. It's a lot of weight.
I meant, for instance, I can get in 8 sets at 1 per hour, if it's even worth it. That was back to the old question, but I think you.
That still
said it.
makes no sense, though.
Why the Kaine comments? Any reasons?
I just don't like his political stance. I've heard him talk a couple times on the Clinton trail, and I think he's a piece of shit. That's just me.
How is Trump doing a good job? He's got a disaster every day, makes the U.S. look like a joke.
Look at the unemployment statistics. Look at the economy. The stock market not only passed 20, it passed 25. I don't know how you can say he's not doing a statistically good job. Disaster a day is how he panders to his base. I just care about numbers, and numbers are going really well.
Does rest time have a significant effect on building muscle? Example, 40 seconds to 1 minute versus a minute and a half to 2.
I don't think your body can count.
No.
Just rest as long as it takes to recover between sets.
No, politics are dumb AF.
Well, they're dumb, but they affect all of our lives.
I got you, bro, on all the usual questions. That's from Nat. Tax cuts go into stock buybacks, not helping workers. That's a misconception.
Disagree 100%. We can see direct parallels from when there were tax cuts in the past to economic booms, and we're seeing it right now. The tax cuts do go back into the economy because Americans do a shitty job at saving.
Let's be honest, most people don't know much about politics. People online just regurgitating whatever the media says.
You're absolutely correct. That's why I'm a free thinker, man.
What do you think about push-pull and mostly compound training with minimal isometrics?
I do push-pull legs right now. I don't do an isometrics. I don't just stand there. Isometric, I think he means isolateral or something. Because isometric is like you take a weight.
Like squeeze.
And you hold it. This is an isometric right here. So I don't think, but I don't, what did we do for a workout today? We did squats and Romanian deadlifts. That's it. It's in my Instagram story right now. People are like, oh, he just filmed half his workout. No, that was it. That was it. We did squats and Romanian deadlifts in the house.
Should I take both creatine, HCl, and monohydrate?
No, just take monohydrate and take creatine, Creapure creatine from MTS.
Thoughts on food sensitivity tests? They're expensive.
They're $1,500 for a good one.
Try doing your own elimination and then adding stuff back in and see how you.
Yeah, and it's going to take a while to figure it out.
Tax bill is funded by debt. That's going to be the next president's problem.
Yes, it is.
Whoop whoop! Shout out Tiger Fitness. Have you got your bloods done on 300 milligrams a week yet?
Not yet. It should be soon, though.
Thoughts on illegal immigration?
Here's my opinion on illegal immigration. Love me or hate me. And I know a lot of conservatives are going to hate me for it. I think everybody who's already here, it's not worth it to go deport everybody. I think it's unfair. That's like if you took me out of Elgin and say, you have to move back to California. I haven't been there in fucking 15 years or whatever. That'd be silly, 13 years. So I wouldn't even know what to do, where to go. I have no home. Everybody who's in America right now, hey guys, it's your lucky day. You're a citizen. Congratulations. Pay some fucking taxes. But we do not let anybody in from this point on.
So statistically, who's better, Obama or Trump?
Oh, Trump, by a mile. Obama was probably statistically one of the worst presidents in the history of the country.
LOL, for instance, I can get 8 bench sets in for doing 1 set every hour, or is that not enough exertion at once?
He still makes no sense.
I don't get
it. Makes no sense.
I'm glad you don't get it either. Obama was able to take us out of the recession and decrease unemployment down to 5%. The economy runs in cycles. No need to give all the credit to Trump, not to mention a potential trade war with China.
Well, the trade war with China is all bluff. We're just doing it to get it fair. It's not a trade war. We've been getting fucked for so many years. Here's the thing. Obama statistically did really bad. He also you could argue, brought us into the recession. However, here's the thing. I loved Obama. Dude, Katie, we crushed it under Obama. Financially, Obama did great for us. I'm just talking non-selfish as a nation. I think Obama, for me, like as Dave Chappelle said in his Netflix skit, I did good in the Obama years. We did fantastic during the Obama years.
Typically, you see the effects of economic policy after the outgoing president has left, so this economic growth should be more attributed to Obama than Trump.
That's bullshit, or else we could still be crediting Reagan.
Look at the stock market and unemployment from when Obama got in office to when he went out. Sticks went up huge and stocks went up huge and unemployment went down.
Trump went into office. You have to understand how stock works. Stock is basically optimism on the economy. The stock market went up due to businesses' optimism on Trump in office. In my opinion, however, you may be right because I don't think anybody really fucking knows.
Hey, Marc and Katie, I just got an inguinal hernia. How long after Marc's hernia surgery did it take for you to recover back to normal?
Mine wasn't a hernia surgery. It was a complete reconstruction. So I would ask your doctor.
Russia can bend over as long as we can be buddy after.
I liked what Trump did there.
I think we need to get rid of both political sides and people just run on their own merit.
That's never going to happen. Money. There takes a lot of money to run.
What do you think of making Canada and Mexico part of America?
We'd have to take them over first, and I don't think that's going to happen.
Agree with that 100% on the illegal immigration comment.
You know what, Katie? We need to cut this off.
I know, I really got to pee.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Comment down below, share this video. This was a great conversation. Thank you guys for keeping us civil, and have a great rest of your day.